What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Banter at the Bank podcast. I'm your host today, Drew, here with Brandon. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, Drew. Phils are buzzing right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been a really good, not just last week, which it has been a very good week for at least one person. Um, well, actually, it's been a very good last 15 games for one person, but has been a very good start to the season. And so this episode today, with it being about that landmark in each season, about a month in, 30 games in, we're gonna take this episode, spend majority of the episode going over just kind of where we're at this point. Where's the rest of the league at this point? And uh, stay hopefully short and to the point in this one. No tangents as we're just talking about what's happened so far. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So as I was referencing there, uh, Trey Turner won Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. Boomer won it this past week. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, dude, the tear that Alec Boehm is going on right now has just been so great to see. Like, I always hoped he'd be like a 300 and above hitter with 20, 25 home runs,
Mm-hmm.
100 RBIs every year, and like, I mean, what is he hitting now? Like 360, 362.
362.
Like, just he is just. I mean, with somebody you know up to the plate, if I were to you know like need any spot, I would just want Bohm in there to get a hit. I mean, he's just.
Yeah.
I think I texted you in that one Angels game. It was uh, bases loaded or two men on in the first, and he
Yeah.
just first pitch just ropes a little single to left. It's like he's
Yeah.
literally like just like
It's a road
like
to
a
the
road to
show
the show.
play. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what you
exactly,
said.
exactly. Like so, it's just awesome to see. I mean, he just looks so confident. I feel like he's
Mm-hmm.
lacked confidence throughout his career
Yeah.
at times. So for just him to be up there and being like, I'm one of the best hitters on this team. I can carry us.
Mm-hmm.
Because he never really had that I can carry you type thing. Like I mean, like Hoskins always had that. I feel like Bryce has had that, but he's now kind of developed that he has that he can carry the team and come through in seemingly every spot. And it's just I'm just so excited about Bohm.
Yeah, he's really turning into the type of hitter that, they all thought we were getting at that point, like when we drafted him. And so it's
Mhm.
just been, sorry, it's just been great to see. So, um, I have, I've been so happy. I mean, he's not your traditional four-hole hitter, um, but I've never really been I've been a traditional baseball guy, but in the four-hole, I mean, we grew up with Ryan Howard as we talked about last episode, and that's your traditional like power guy, like just go
Mhm.
for it kind of deal. And he also had RBIs, but at the same time, um, I've always been a guy where it's like, yeah, I love that you hit home runs because you want him to have the chance to hit a grand slam if the bases are loaded.
Mhm.
But I would almost rather just have a guy come up fourth that you know is gonna drive in runs. Like you don't need to have the chance to hit a home run. I mean, Bohm does have that opportunity. Like he'll hit them, but like you just want the guy that's going to be up there that you know is going to capitalize. Because like if there's two outs, you don't want someone up there swinging for the fences. You want Bohm up there who you know is not going to try too much and he's just going to lace a single into the outfield. And assuming it's 1 through 3 on base, Turner's definitely scoring from second on that. So
Mhm.
I mean, I love it. I like it because then you got JT coming up afterwards, who is a home run threat then too.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know. I just like how
Yeah,
it's worked out.
yeah, and I mean, you really don't need that traditional power bat, so to say. I mean, you need a run producer,
Hmm.
and I mean, right now, I mean, Bohm has a stupid amount of RBI, 30 RBIs already.
30. It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
that is absolutely insane. I mean,
Like so that ranks.
like,
Let's just look at that. It's second in all of MLB, behind Marcelo
is those
Ozuna, who has
Ozuna?
32.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that is. We'll get to the Braves later, but that's just so annoying. But I mean, yeah, he's on pace for. Well, how long is baseball season? April, May, June. Yeah, he's on pace for 180 RBIs.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's put it this way though. Ozuna, that's kind of impressive. He's
Yeah,
played 3 less games and he's got 2 more RBIs. But like you said, we can get into that later. But
yeah. But no, I mean 30 RBIs. He's walked 15 times, which is great.
yeah,
His OPS is over 1,000, which is
yeah.
fantastic.
Well,
I
like,
mean,
so here's the breakdown. Alrighty, so I opened up his splits. So last 30 games, he's hitting 370 with his 30 RBI. It's pretty much the whole season at this point. It's the last 30 games. Um, but 30 those last 30 games also kind of, I think, knock off. How many games have we played? We're a little over 30. Yeah,
30,
so it knocks.
32, I
He got
think,
off
right?
to a slow first few games,
Mm-hmm.
and so let's look at this. His game log. Yeah, he got off to a slow-ish start. I guess not really. He was batting 333 at the end of March, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah. So anyway, last 30 games 370. Last 15 games. His last 15 games, he's got 20 RBIs. So that means in his first 15 games, he only had 10. So
That's crazy.
yeah, I know.
That is a
So
stupid pace. That
yeah,
is just
well, that just means that his like increase in, I see a correlation though. I'm an engineer, and so I'm kind of a nerd sometimes with numbers. If you guys haven't seen so far, so like there's a direct correlation between his RBIs going up in his last 15 games and when Trey Turner won NL Player of the Week because he was batting like 500.
yeah,
So Turner's getting on and Boom's driving him in is pretty much what
yeah,
it
man.
seems like is happening. Which
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Um, yeah, I don't want to say it, but maybe at some point Harper gets bumped to 4 and Boom moves up to 3, and then you don't even have to worry about Harper. And but I don't know. That's another.
well, that's the thing with this team too. Is like, I mean, it's like Turner and Boom are pretty much they're not carrying. Like everyone's contributing. Like Rojas had that big home run the other night. That
Oh
was
my
huge.
word. We'll talk
I
about
mean,
that more.
yeah, everyone's contributing, but it's like, I mean, you know, Schwarber's having a Schwarber year. He's kind of doing what he does. Harper's, not having the best year from an average standpoint and from a hit
Hmm.
standpoint. I mean, we've seen, Harper hit way better, but he'll obviously straighten out.
Yeah.
I mean, JT's been, kind of hit or miss. It seems like he always kind of produces when we're already up by a lot. It
Yeah.
seems like. Castellanos obviously has been horrendous. Stott's been
I think
pretty
horrendous
bad,
is
but
an
starting to,
understatement.
yeah, atrocious. I don't even know a word to describe it.
I don't either.
Just not like a non-factor, like just
Yeah.
a wasted space. Um,
There you go.
so it's just exciting how like we're winning all these games so early, and
Yeah.
the guys who usually click later on still haven't clicked yet, and are probably going to click in they usually do, or hopefully sooner, or mid
Yeah.
May, whatever. So it's just like, I mean, for Boom doing what he's doing, and Trey,
Hmm.
not to overshadow him because he's been on an absolute tear
Yeah.
as well. But yeah, it's just been awesome. I'm just so happy that we're not 6 games back already, and it's like, oh well, it's only April. It's like, no, like we're the freaking Phillies, man. Like they're a
Yeah. Come
great
on.
team. Like
Yeah.
we're World Series
You tell him.
favorites. Like they're playing like they are supposed to play, and it was so hard for the last 3 years where they just didn't play to their potential, and now they're
Hmm.
they're playing to their potential. So
I know, it's amazing.
yeah, it's just great.
Like everyone was
Um,
so concerned at the beginning of the year. Oh, we're getting off to a slow start. Come on, and it's like, no, slow start is what we've done every other year. I mean,
yeah.
look at this. This is like people aren't concerned now, but I'm just like, look, you have to. We're not all the Braves. We don't all
See,
come out and sweep the first series almost, and like
yeah.
have like 20 runs batted in after the first 3 games. We're not all the Braves. The Braves can do that, and then they don't do anything in the playoffs. So I
Hmm.
would rather do what we do and actually do something in the playoffs and do what the Braves do and I guess I didn't get swept, but they can't make it past us. So like, yeah, I don't know.
And I have to give your flowers to you, Drew, because you've been kind of saying that for a while. And
Patience.
yeah, and I mean, I was ready to send Rojas down. I was ready to say, oh, we're gonna have another horrible start. Here we go, 6 games back of, the Braves already.
Yeah,
Um, and then they just started like so.
yeah.
Kudos to you. But I mean,
Thank you.
it was, I mean, the last few years, we've seen them just start so slow, so it's like, oh,
It,
here we go again. But
uh-huh.
I mean, but there
Definitely,
are, I
it's
mean,
a weird combination of patience and hope and all that
yeah,
stuff.
100%. But yeah, I mean, I'm just glad they're doing it. I mean, obviously, we'll point out some, some rougher holes here and there, but
Yeah,
I mean, this is just a great baseball team. I mean,
yeah,
the most wins in baseball. I mean, they're just here to. I mean, they're gonna. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think they're gonna win 100 games. I really do.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, we can dive into that if you want, but
Oh,
um,
here, I'll get into this while we're talking about Bohm. Um, oh, this was from last year. I want this year's. Sorry, I'm quickly trying to find it. Um, I didn't save it. John Boy did their on Talking Baseball. They did their April All JM team, and I think Bohm and Suarez both made it,
nice.
but I can't find it now. Let me find Instagram. That's where I saw it. I was trying to quickly check something on my phone, or not on my phone. On I just Googled it, but the Google didn't do anything, so we're gonna have to go to the Instagram. Is it in their story? I swear I just saw it. Ha. Oh, that's interesting. They're doing a fan vote for the utility player of the month.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Should we vote for Whit Merrifield?
Yeah, definitely.
Get that
Boom.
one home run at that game we were at. It's about all he's done.
Didn't he? I thought he had another one the other night, didn't he?
No, he did. He's been starting to
Okay.
kind of straighten it
Um.
out.
So yeah, Bohm got for third base, and they gave it to Ranger for starting pitcher,
Nice.
which I thought was huge because then I saw that amongst all qualified people in the MLB for ERA, and we're just on the Phillies, go to MLB. Rangers actually second
Ooh.
to
Who has been
Shoto.
Turnbull?
Shoto.
Oh, Shoto?
The Cubs dude that they signed.
Oh
Shota.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
not Shota. Shota. I don't know how to say his last name. Imanaga?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly how you say it. Yeah. But Ranger also has 7 more innings pitched and a complete game. So,
Yeah.
um, and he's only given up 1 more home run. He struck out 5 more batters. He's got a lower whip and a lower batting average. So, but I mean, Shota's ERA is under 1. But, and Jose Barrios apparently is back.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
144 ERA over 43 innings. 43 and 2/3.
Wow.
Yeah. When I
I
saw
thought
his
he was.
ERA, I thought he was gonna have only like made 1 start or something. And I looked like, oh, that's like 6.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Sad.
thought he was. I thought he was chalked. That's
Thought he
good.
was
Good for
cooked.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But yeah, back to the Phillies. We're gonna stay on topic this week, guys. We're on topic.
But
Uh,
yeah. I mean, what do you? I mean, besides Bowman Turner, I mean, what else? I mean, what else have you been encouraged by for this team moving
so
forward?
I will say I saw a bunch of stats on Instagram because I follow way too many baseball people. So to keep it all, controlled in one spot, I keep sending it to Brandon. um, so
Which I'm enjoying, by the way.
yes, yes,
I,
yes,
I
yes.
don't I don't scroll Instagram too often, so
He just probably scrolls whenever I send him stuff. But
yeah.
um, so this is from UK Phillies. So I don't know if it's like a. No, it is okay. It's like a UK Phillies account from the like UK, like Europe.
Yeah,
UK.
no,
Yeah.
there's this. I've been following them for a little bit. It's like this one guy who is like from England, and he's like a big Phillies fan.
You should meet up with
So
Chase Utley.
he should. He
Yeah,
should. That'd be
yeah.
cool.
So what he had just posted a day ago. Now this is different now because apparently the Phillies are at 21 wins, which is still the most in baseball. It says the Phillies have 20 wins, which is the most in Major League Baseball, 34 home runs, which is first in the National League, 124 RBIs, which is first in baseball, a 3.49 team ERA, which is first in the National League, a 9.5 Ks per nine, which is first in the National League, and 2.5 starter, like a 2.5 starter ERA, which is first in the National League. And that's just for April. Yeah.
Pretty darn good.
I know. So that's impressive right there. That's what's
Yeah.
impressed me the most. It's not like, I will say, I know 124 RBIs is first in the major leagues, but there's been a lot of games where it's like we'll put up 9 runs.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's games where, like the other day, I guess just yesterday, we put up 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just baseball. I'd like to see more consistency, but I really can't complain. Our expected, me and Brandon were just talking about this. Our actual record's 21-11. Our expected record was based on, runs given up and runs allowed is 19-13. So we're 2 above that. So if you're better than what the statistics tell you should be, you're normally on a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Bohm's just been so impressive though. Like I can't stop thinking about him. Like his OPS is 1.018. Like he's over 1,000 OPS, which is
Yeah.
great. Now, granted, Cody Clemens' OPS is 2,000, but he's
Didn't play one game, right?
Yeah, he's played one game. So he doesn't really qualify. He's just showing up here. But no, Bohm's been so good. Turner, like he's just been so good. I mean, his defense. We were talking about, like, we can talk about the Angels series for a little bit here. Just it's the most recent one that we haven't talked about yet. The other night where we had to come back and win, which that was glorious. Cassie hitting solo shot where he knew it was gone. Like that had to feel good for Cassie right there.
Yeah.
With how much he's been struggling, he hit that and he knew. Now I was gonna laugh if when I saw him do that off the bat. I'm like, that I pray for his sake that better
Yeah.
be gone, or else that's like a confident shot through the heart right there. But
Yeah.
and
he's been hitting the ball hard. Like, I mean, well, he struck out
he
4
has
times
been. He's been
yesterday.
hitting it hard. It's just been a lot of fly balls.
Mm-hmm.
And now my whole thing when I played baseball growing up, I was always a bigger guy, like not fat, just like a bigger guy, and so everyone's like, "Oh, you can hit well." I'm like, no. I tried to hit line drives and ground balls because because the whole thing with that is you make the defense do something then at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So when Cassie's hitting all these like fly balls, it's killing me because I'm like, he's barreling some of these up, but if he could just like hit a line drive instead of the like fly ball, he might have hits. And like he's really just getting under everything.
Yeah.
And he's really also just kind of slapping at a lot of stuff too, just trying to make contact. And like it's good to see him do something the other night. Anyway, so Cassie hit his home run, and then I don't know how Stock got on. I'll be completely honest, I was asleep at this point.
Those West Coast games, I used to look forward to
They're
those, but now that we're working adults, I'm like, it's hard to
Well,
stay
and
up.
I was telling Brandon before I got on here, I was a little sick with like allergies and a bunch of congestion, and like my throat and my ears were hurting. So I was like laying in my bed with a rice pack on my face. Well, not my face, on my side of my head, trying to help my ears feel better. And I was laying there watching the Phillies, and I kept falling asleep because the rice pack on my ears felt so good, and I was so out of it with a bunch of Mucinex and like. But but anyway, Stock gets on, and then Rojas absolutely, he didn't demolish it, but he golfed that sucker. Like you see his swing, it wasn't his normal swing. He golfed that thing, and it was gone. So I was so happy for him. Everyone lost it in the dugout as far as I could see. I really thought for a second, like he finally has a home run now off a real pitcher. But I was so happy for him there. Like he's still he's still batting 241 and 300 on base percentage, but I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
His
Yeah,
defense
no,
is stellar.
he's been um like I mean this is kind of how he hit last year. I mean, like he showed flashes. It's just in the playoffs he was literally a non-factor. So I
Hmm.
think that's kind of what the whole uproar was about him starting every day was like. But I mean, you can't hit like that the entire season. I mean, you're still
Yeah.
a major league player.
Hmm.
So I mean, yeah, I've liked what I've seen. I mean, his defense is just like insane.
Yeah.
Like just, I mean, it's just so fun seeing him fly around out there, track balls down, run to the fence, do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I mean, hitting that home run too for him, I think, is just huge for his
Hmm.
confidence, which is awesome. And I mean, showed a little bit of a clutch gene too, because
Yeah. Well, he's been
um,
coming up clutch with some of his hits recently too. Like
yeah,
he's got like all of 4 RBIs on the season, I think. Sorry, he's got 6, but they've all come in like big spots where you need him to get a hit, and he's just like, I'm not saying he always shows up and does it, but the times he has done it, it's been in situations where it's like we need the runs. It's not like we're up by a bunch and he's just
hmm
adding on. It's like no, we need the production and he's coming through in a big spot.
hmm
So,
yeah,
but I feel like we also have to, because we didn't talk about the Padres series at all either. Um, but we can kind of glance over that except for one thing. Uh, yeah, what's the Padres series? Yeah, Taiwan made his first start.
hmm
Um, want to, yeah. I guess you didn't really. You were telling me you didn't see much of that, right?
I did not watch Taiwan start that
Yeah,
day.
I
I
didn't
forget what I was
watch it.
doing, but
I was cleaning out the inside of my car, so I had headphones on, listening to the game on the radio. Now, um, I saw he made that one really nice play.
mhm.
You definitely saw that highlight, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it was nice. Um, he did have a strong start. Like I don't want to discredit him. He had 6 really solid innings.
hmm
He gave up 3 runs through 6. And then Topper made the decision to send him back out for the 7th because he really hadn't thrown that many pitches. Um, and now, also granted, he had strike 3 that they didn't give him, and I think that would have, if I remember correctly, that would have been for the third out, and inning would have been over. But instead, it all snowballed again. He gave up, I think it was a 3-run home run, and then Topper took him out.
hmm
Um, so, I mean, it was just a tough start. Like he was really good through 6, and I really think, like I know he was stretched out. They said he was stretched out at AAA to 100 pitches. So going back out there for the 7th shouldn't have been an issue, but it's still his first start back in the MLB. Like I feel like, in my opinion, that's on top. Or like you should, I don't know. I feel like you have a guy that barely went 5-6 innings for you last year. He gave you 6 innings of 3 runs. Like I feel like at that point you just go to your bullpen and let him get acclimated again to the MLB. I don't know. That was just my thought.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I don't think they need to put him, put him back out there. Especially yeah, he hasn't been really stretched out. So, I mean, Topper's not really the best at managing his bullpen and
No.
when to take guys out, when to leave guys in my opinion. I mean, there's been multiple instances this year, and it's not even like a hindsight thing. It's kind of like a in the moment you're like, why is he doing this? And then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, like that's not going well. It's not, you know what I mean? It's easy.
No, yeah, it's not
It's
like
e-
oh, why is he doing this? That's a dumb idea. Oh, it panned out. No, it's like it's mostly been a why are you doing this? Yeah, dude, that didn't work.
yeah. So I mean, I mean, at least they won that game. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
Taiwan, the whole Taiwan thing is just because so I was excited they were using the 6-man rotation because it gives
Hmm.
everyone obviously an extra day of rest. But then I don't know if you saw Wheeler yesterday after the
Yeah.
start was saying like he wants to take the ball every 5th day, the extra day of rest, threw him off, even though he gave a 1 run in what
Yeah.
7 innings yesterday. I
But
mean,
he only went 5 innings.
oh, he only went 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
No, I thought he only went
Um,
5.
you're probably right. I didn't even check the box score to be honest.
I
I
didn't
told
either.
I told I
I
struck out
just
18 times though, which is it is what it is. They won,
Yeah.
but
5 innings.
yeah, 5 innings, yeah.
5 hits, an earned run,
Yeah.
a walk, 6 strikeouts. I mean, that's not. I don't know what his pitch totals is. It doesn't tell me here.
Hmm.
This might.
But yeah, I mean,
No, that doesn't give me total pitches either. Oh, number of pitches, 106
geez.
through 5. So
Oh,
yeah,
that makes total sense then.
yeah.
So I guess he really didn't have his best stuff. I
No, he just
guess he
forced
was,
himself through it, which is impressive.
yeah, 100%. So, I mean, if it's gonna throw off your ace, like 5-man rotation, go back to it
Mhm.
immediately.
Yeah,
I mean, Turnbull's just, I mean, that's just, I mean,
he's so good. I don't know how he's doing so well.
yeah, I mean, he really is, and
Yeah.
I mean, I did think it was just gonna be a fluke in the beginning, but I mean,
No,
a
he's got
month is
6 starts now.
yeah, a month is a great
Yeah.
sample size, and obviously he's gonna have his bad starts still. I mean, it's a 162 game season, but he's not gonna be at an ace level, obviously. But like for what? I mean, he's a fifth starter. Like he's doing everything he's been asked to do plus way more. I mean, it's a shame. Like he's finally kind of breaking out and getting a good opportunity with a winning team, a team that has good development, a team that not the Tigers, which they haven't been good for a decade. Um, I just feel bad that Taiwan's getting a shot when he obviously
Yeah.
doesn't deserve it, and because he makes so much money. So
Yeah. I mean, so I feel like the smart baseball thing would actually be um now longevity's
what?
sake for the full
What?
I'm gonna hate myself for saying this. Um
Uh,
because this is totally not what I was thinking about half an hour ago, but I've talked myself into it now. Honestly, just send Turnbull to the bullpen.
mm-hmm.
Um and I hate going with Walker. Like I said, he really didn't have a bad start.
No.
He just really shouldn't have pitched more than 6 innings. Um
Mm-hmm.
and that's also hindsight. Like he was at low pitch count, so I mean, yeah, why don't you send him back out for that inning? But I feel like Walker was also getting in his head a lot during that start, where something bad would happen. He couldn't just let it go. Um, yeah, I felt like he couldn't just move on from bad situations,
Mm-hmm.
which as a starter you need to be able to do. Um, but I really think send Turnbull to the bullpen, and then whenever Walker starts, you just tell Turnbull, hey, anything gets anywhere close to going sideways, you're coming in as soon as we need you. And so you have him almost like first inning already. Do your
Mm-hmm.
stretching rotation, whatever the heck you need to do to be a starter. Do that and kind of just be ready whenever we need you. Because if we need you, we're not gonna let Walker kind of fizzle up here on the mound. We're gonna come to you as soon as we can. Like Walker's got as short a leash as you could give a starting pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I feel like that might be now you're still limiting yourself to an arm, like one less arm in the bullpen at that point, because it's pretty much saying we're going with a 6-man rotation in 5 games in a 5-game span. Um, but I feel like right now until either Topper decides Walker can't pitch um, more than like 5-6 innings, which is all um, Turnbull's pitching anyway. Like, yeah, I don't know, but I feel like that would be the best way forward considering the seasons that they've had. Like Turnbull's been really good, but with what you're paying Walker, we know Walker can't pitch out of the bullpen either.
Mm-hmm.
So one's got to go to the pen, and you can't send Turnbull down because you like he's your arguably one of your top 5 pitchers right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you need him here. So it's like it's a tough situation just because Walker hasn't played up to the contract.
Right.
But
But I mean,
he's been solid.
regardless, yeah, yeah. I mean, I like Taiwan Walker. I really do. It's just more of a matter of like let Turnbull ride this hot streak out until he implodes and then make a move. You know what I mean? But like,
I mean,
like
yes and no. Like in my mind, if you can keep him from imploding,
yeah,
that helps. Not because and it's not a whole because then if you let him implode, then you're down. Like you just lost a game there. It's like it's one game in 162 games. I know they all matter at the end of the day, but I'm more in it for like his like confidence and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And so like I don't want to see him implode just because I want his confidence to be where it's at right now the whole season. So if you send him to the bullpen and he implodes in the bullpen, well then maybe he's got to start. But yeah,
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Um,
because baseball's a lot of confidence, and I feel like if a guy's got confidence, you
mhm.
have to do anything in your power to make sure he doesn't lose it, because you see it all the time in baseball. As soon as you lose your confidence, like Casty's a prime example now. Casty will tell you he hasn't lost his confidence, but
Mhm.
um, Cassie's a prime example where he's clearly lost his confidence, and he's up there swinging a garden hose all the time.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes he randomly gets the nozzle of the garden hose on the ball and it goes flying. Um, but yeah, but
Yeah. Um. Yeah.
well,
I
we
mean,
yeah, I mean
moving Turnbull to the bullpen is the obvious move. I mean,
yeah,
unless they want to keep up the 6 man rotation, but um, yeah, it's the obvious move. But it is just a shame for that he's kind of finally like breaking out,
yeah.
and uh, you know,
Well, and
he's
then
getting a
yeah, go
spot
ahead.
taken from him.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and give. We've talked a lot about the rotation and the starting lineup, and like the batters and position players and all that. So let's give some bullpen a little bit of love here. So Jeff Hoffman has been on an absolute tear this season. He's got 14 innings pitched and a 129 ERA, yeah, ERA in 14 appearances. So he's been beyond whatever we could have thought he'd be.
Hmm.
Um, Junior Marte, like, yeah, he kind of imploded the other night. Um, but I already kind of mentioned this to Brandon. I blame Turner.
Hmm.
I don't like placing blame on people. Like if a pitcher gets himself into a tough situation and can't get himself out of it, but he got a really easy. Like I'm pretty sure they would have turned the double play ball, hit right to Turner, and he kind of it hit off the heel of his hand, and he couldn't get it, and then Marte kind of imploded.
Hmm.
Um, it's a tough situation, but he's been really good, and um, I really feel like if Turner had fielded that ground ball, we would have been out of that inning, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. So I'll leave it at that. Jose Alvarado, if you look at everything but his ERA, he's been really good. Um, his ERA I consider to be misleading because he had that one really bad outing, just like in his
Yeah.
first game, and after that his ERA was 67.5, and all he's done is bring it back down to 463, which is like one of the toughest things to do in baseball. Is you come out and you give up 5 earned runs in your very first start, or not start. You go 2/3 of an inning and give up 5 earned runs in your first appearance, and like the hardest thing in baseball for like besides hitting the baseball, the hardest thing in baseball is for a relief pitcher to bring their ERA down
Hmm.
because you need to have a lot of good appearances strung together. And so, let's see, since that outing where he gave up the 5 earned runs in his first appearance against the Braves, he's only given up 1 earned run. And he's made, where's the number I'm looking for? He's made 14 total appearances. So if you exclude game one, he's made 13 appearances and given up 1 run in 12 innings pitched. That's normal, Jose. So I'm not worried.
Hmm.
People can say whatever they want, but I ain't worried.
No, I mean, every time Alvarado gets in the game, I'm just like, it's over.
Yeah,
I fully trust him,
yeah,
and he used to. I mean, he used to kind of be how Soto is now to me. It's like, oh no, like this could get bad. Like, but I mean, Alvarado's been
yeah,
our most trustworthy reliever. I mean, it's awesome that Hoffman's kind of making his way into that conversation too, though. I mean, like
yeah.
I have full trust in Hoffman too. Whenever he goes in, even Strom, I'm like, it's just awesome having all these guys that
Well, we've
can
got
just lock
like
it down.
it's a really obscure bullpen because like the names I'm about to. I'm trying to quickly count. We have a top 5 bullpen. Not in the league. I mean, maybe we do, but bullpen we have 5 solid guys that like Taiwan Walker could pitch 4 innings in a playoff game, solid innings in a playoff game. Then you could yank him, and I can guarantee you, no one's ever scoring another run. So like, you got Hoffman, who we've talked about, Marte and Alvarado. Strom has been on another level this year compared to even what he was on last year. He's got a 1.5 ERA. And then you got Kirkring, who's come back from being hurt or he wasn't hurt, he had the flu. So he started the year off at AAA and at Clearwater, and all he's done is come up and pitch 6 2/3 innings and hasn't given up a run. So, I mean,
that's really good.
you got 5 absolutely solid relievers, and Kirkring's a mainstay for probably the next, I don't know, 10 years at least, because he's only 23.
Yeah.
And then Marte's 29. I knew that off the top of my head. Don't ask me why. Strom's 32, but he's under contract at least for the next 2 years, depending on how well he pitches. Alvarado, I don't see him going anywhere. And if his page loads, he's only 28. Wow, I thought he was older than that. He's only 28. So like the bullpen's not old. It's not like super young, but it's not old. And it's not like it's hard to add to the bullpen, as we've proved successfully over the past however many years. It's not the easiest thing to get a good bullpen together, especially if you're not willing to pay the bullpen. We're mainly a baseball, not mainly, we're a baseball podcast, but let's make this comparison. Dombrowski pays the bullpen like Howie Roseman pays running backs and linebackers, which is nothing. So, now, I will say, when Howie Roseman sees a fun little toy in Saquon Barkley out there that he wants, he went and pennied up and paid him. But there's been so many years where there's been like a good reliever on the market, like Hader this year. I don't know how well Hader's doing. The Astros aren't doing too hot. But I would assume Hader's doing Hader things, and you can't even get Dombro to go out and say, "All right, cool, we'll pay you." Like, so I don't know what it takes. I don't know if that's just an organizational philosophy or if that's a Dombro thing, but either way.
I mean, yeah, it's working, you know. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it seems like the Phillies used to sign a good reliever every now and again, and they just never really worked out. But it's just great that they can develop these guys that come out of nowhere. I mean, Hoffman came out of nowhere. Strom was, a solid guy, but he's taken to another level. Alvarado was very untrusted in Tampa. They were sick of him. We really turned him into an elite reliever. So,
which is saying something. If a pitcher loses favor in Tampa Bay, normally it means the pitcher stinks.
Yeah.
And you don't want anything to do with them. It's very rare that a pitcher leaves Tampa Bay and gets better. The only situation I could see is if they go to the Dodgers.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, kudos to Cotham and the pitching people there. And one thing I did want to touch on with the bullpen is Sir Anthony.
Yeah.
Obviously having a horrible season. I mean, really wasn't really. I mean, we really haven't seen him be Sir Anthony since 2022 playoffs.
Since he had surgery, pretty much.
Yeah, which is a shame. I mean, do you think this is salvageable? I mean, do you think he should go back to AAA? What do you think is going on with Sir Anthony?
I really couldn't tell you. He's been one of my favorite pitchers since he came up, which is hard to say now because he's kind of stinking it up. But not kind of, he is. But I really don't know. I don't know if he's just in his head. I don't know, because the stuff is still there. Like, the fastball still got some heat to it. The slider still bites like crazy. Like, I mean, when he was good, he was a 3-pitch dude, if I'm remembering correctly. He had his fastball, his slider, and his changeup. And you never knew it was coming. Um, so I don't know if he's just kind of mentally lost focus. I don't know if he's lost confidence. Um, I feel like the stuff is still there. It's just
The wild pitches,
he's become so wild. Like the command is just not there.
yeah, the command has been really bad. I mean,
Yeah.
he used to like live down in the zone with just
Hmm.
electric stuff and that wipe out slider,
Yeah.
or slur or whatever it is, and like he just can't locate anything right now. So
Yeah. It's a shame.
it's yeah, it is. I mean, from a Phillies perspective, I think as Kerkering gets more innings and stuff, he's gonna work into the Sir Anthony role, which I think will be
If
huge.
he hasn't already.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he might already moving forward with the latest implosion of Sir Anthony. But yeah, it
Yeah.
is like I do love Sir Anthony, and I
Hmm.
hope. I mean, if he would accept a demotion to the AAA, like it might not be a bad idea, you know. And
Yeah.
like because Alvarado did that. I think Alvarado was a little bit younger, so he could do that. But I think Sir Anthony's going to be a free agent next year. I think so. I think he has to like accept it or like I don't know the rule, but
Yeah. I don't understand how
he's
that
got to.
works.
Yeah, I just I hope they can kind of give him a back, like let him take a back seat, trust Kerkering in that role. 'Cause, I mean, our starters have been so good that we don't like they're not overused by any means.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Which
even I don't want to cut you off. Keep going. Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, I mean, like for him to take a step back and really work on his location and his confidence, like would because if he can be Sir Anthony like he was in 2022 in the World Series in the playoffs, I mean,
Hmm.
like that's who we need. So
Also, in 2018, when he first came up, he pitched in 53 games and he had a 2.95 ERA in 58 innings, which was really good. Um, Obviously. Um, 2019 was when he got hurt then, and at that point he had thrown 24 and two-thirds innings and had a 4 ERA, which bullpen a four ERA is not terrible. It can mean like a few bad innings here and there, but like generally it could easily mean you're on it. But he didn't pitch in 2020. He only made one appearance in 2021, which I'm pretty sure was at the end of the year, if I'm remembering correctly. It was kind of like a "Hey, don't forget me" kind of
yeah,
appearance. Um, Pitched a whole inning, didn't give up any hits or runs, and um, had a strikeout. So I'd say he was pretty solid. And then, like you were saying, 22, he had a 3 RA, which is back to like original Sir Anthony.
hmm
And then last year he had a 3.78 ERA, which still isn't terrible, but it's definitely not what we were hoping. And we all know what happened this year. So
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I hope we can just figure it out. I mean, um, it's not, obviously detrimental to our success. We have the most wins in baseball, but to
yeah,
see a fan favorite, a guy that we really like and have seen him pitch at the highest level, hope he can get it figured out.
yeah. So that really covers the Phillies
Yeah.
for the last month. We said we were going to be quick and not go on tangents, but y'all know that's a lie. So
yeah.
we're gonna kind of quickly breeze through standings. So I have the MLB.com open with the standings, and AL comes first, so we can just cruise through the AL. So for the AL East, both the Yankees and Orioles each have 20 wins. The Orioles sit at 20 and 11 and are in first place. They are a game ahead of the Yankees, who are in second place at 20 and 13. The Red Sox come in at third with a personally surprising 18 and 14 record. Um, Blue Jays are at 15 and 17, and the Rays are at 14 and 18. Um, Top three guys there, Orioles, Yankees, Red Sox, all have a different run differential of over 35. So that's impressive. It means they're doing some good stuff there. I will say I'm very shocked with the Red Sox right now, and the fact that the
hmm
Tampa Bay Rays. Did I say the Rays yet? The Rays are at 14 and 18 at the end of the division, which I also did not think would happen. So Rays are falling apart apparently. sky's falling. Y'all should like start freaking out.
That's gonna be a fun division though to follow. I mean,
No, it really,
they're all contenders.
I really didn't think the Red Sox would be.
Yeah, the Red Sox might kind of fall off as the season goes on, but and they're starting off pretty well. So
Yeah, I guess you just can't count out Alex Cora.
mm-hmm.
AL Central, Guardians are in first at 20-10. They have a plus 46 run differential. Kansas City Royals, man, they're putting it together. They're at 19-13 with a plus 50 run differential. Now the Royals, their expected win-loss is 22-10. So statistically, I'm not saying paper is what matters because obviously you got to do something with it. But statistically or numbers wise, they should be doing better than they're actually doing. So Royals are figuring something out there. All those veteran pitchers that they went out and signed in free agency must be helping them there. Another shocker, the Tigers are at 18-13 in third place. Maybe they're finally putting it together. Who knows? The Twins sitting at 17-13 with a plus 15 run differential. That's also impressive. So that's also a very close division. Everyone except for the lowly White Sox sitting at 6-25 seem to have a chance to win. I don't know how you're 6-25. They have a negative 84 run differential. Yeah, but AL Central looks like it could be a dogfight if all these teams keep it up, as everyone's within 3 games of each other. So, yeah. But yeah, them White Sox, it only gets worse when you get to the bottom of our division. It actually doesn't get worse. It gets kind of similar.
Well, and to bring it back, I mean, the Phillies too, like in the past, like I feel
we were
like,
never this bad.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely not ever that bad. But like, I mean, when we played the White Sox a few weeks ago, it was like, I don't know, it just seems like that was like some game, like a series in years past where they'd like drop 2 or 3, and it's like, what the heck?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, they're just taking care of business against these bad teams, and it's just like
it's great.
When you look at the divisions and the records and like the rosters and stuff, like there's a lot of there's way more bad teams in baseball than there are like actual legit contenders. You know what I mean? Like the Marlins made the playoffs last year, like as the 3rd wild card. I mean, like that's just like
they're not making the playoffs this year.
But you know what I mean, though? It's just like there's not that many. Like the Phillies are just far and away when you look at the roster, when you look at how they're playing, they're pitching.
Oh yeah,
they're just a great team, especially in the scope of baseball.
So I will
today.
say the American League is just really close in general. So right now the 3 wild card teams, I know that doesn't really mean a whole lot right now, but the 3 wild card teams are the Yankees, the Royals, and the Tigers. And the top 6 teams for that wild card right now, Yankees, Royals, Tigers, Twins, Red Sox, Rangers, are all within like 3 games of each other. So it's just going to be, American League is just going to be tight this year. Because then we'll finally move out to the AL West. The Mariners are in first place at 17-14. The Rangers are in sorry. I thought I jumped the gun there. They're in second place at 17-15, half a game behind the Mariners. Both of them actually have a really low run differential. Mariners are at +9 and the Rangers are at +18. So maybe they'll get something going there. The Athletics, shocker, aren't in last. They're in third, 15-17. But they do have a negative 32 run differential. How they've won games, no idea. The Angels are sitting at 11-20 in 4th place, and y'all might be thinking right now, Drew, you skipped the team. I did not. The Houston Astros are in last in the AL West. Never thought I'd say that anytime soon. They are at 10-20 with a -22 run differential. They're 6.5 games back of the Mariners and 7.5 games back of a wild card spot. So I don't know. What do you think is going on with the Astros?
I was just wondering that the other day. Like, I wonder if this is kind of the downfall of that dynasty. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obviously still really early, and I mean, the Phillies last year were like, well, they were like 500 at this time.
Hmm.
But I mean, the Astros always kind of start slow, but I'm like, all right, this is like a really slow start. Like,
Yeah.
Jose Abreu looks like he's completely cooked. I
Yep.
mean,
Well, they
Altuve
sent
is,
him down to AAA.
yeah. Their pitching is really not great. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, I kind of
Yeah.
hope. I mean, like, I kind of hope. I'm just kind of sick of that, like them being good, and obviously
Yeah.
I'm still bitter about 2022. So I
Yeah.
hope they don't win another game. To be honest.
Yeah. So that takes care of American League. Uh, ended on a banger there. If none of you that listen to this pay attention to the rest of the major leagues, you're probably just like your jaw just hit the floor right now when we just told you that the Astros stink. So
Yeah.
glad to be the bearer of great news for you guys. Um, so moving on to the National League. We're gonna skip over the NL East. We'll do that last since that's our division. We'll have more to talk about. Um, Right now, Reese Hoskins and his Brewers for the Central are in first place at 19-11. The Cubs are at 19-13, which is a game behind the Brewers. Um, Pete Crow Armstrong had some entertaining base running today. We're recording this May 2nd in the evening. Pete Crow Armstrong just ran into an umpire rounding first base. So um, if you didn't see that, check that out. It's kind of hilarious. Um, The Cincinnati Reds are sitting at 16-15. They're 3.5 games back. Cardinals are sitting in fourth at 14-17, 5.5 back. The Pittsburgh Pirates, who got off to one heck of a start, and everyone was like, "Wow, look at the Pirates go!" Yeah, they're now in last place. Um, they're sitting at 14-18, and they're 6 games out, 2.5 out of the wild card. But um, that's about where you'd expect the Pirates to be right now. They have a lot of promise, but at the moment, I don't think they're really serious playoff contenders. So yeah, any thoughts on the Central? It's about what you'd expect it to be.
Yeah, I feel like it's been the same for years. Like, nothing really happens out of there. Like, it's
Yeah,
just like,
exactly. Yeah,
I mean, I'm like, I'm not afraid of the Brewers. I mean, I
I
mean,
can't
they have a
wait to
similar
see the.
record.
Means I get to see Reese.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
Did you see Reese in the middle of like that little scrumble
dude,
going on? I
get
felt
falling
bad for him.
down.
He tripped. It looked like he got like pushed. I was like, oh no,
Poor Reese.
poor Reese. Yeah, but I do miss Reese. I do miss Reese a
Yeah.
lot. I did. I really like. In the beginning, it was like whatever, but now I'm kind of like, man, like he was just a great guy, great player. I mean, we got on him for the defense, but
See, so
like,
my hot take of the fact that I would take Reese Hoskins any day over Castellanos is looking pretty good right now.
yeah, it is. And
Yeah.
I thought,
You
yeah,
thought I was crazy
yeah.
for saying that. I could see the
No,
look in your face when I said that.
I
You're like, okay.
I didn't think you were crazy. I just really like Castellanos, but like, and
Yeah.
I thought he would build off last year, but like, holy crap, like, because everyone always complained too. It's like, and also too, Reese got so much crap when you look back at it because it's like, because he would carry the offense, and he was like one of our only really
Oh
guys at
yeah.
that time. So like when he
Uh-huh.
was cold, the whole team would just stink. So he got like
Yeah.
so much blame, but it's like Castellanos goes on way worse
Yeah.
hitting streaks
Could
than
you
Reese.
imagine a lineup right now that would be like Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Reese, Real Muto, and maybe even move Real Muto down and you put Marsh up just to get a lefty splitting up the three righties, but like that'd be scary.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the money for
Yeah.
that, but
No.
maybe the Brewers want Casty. Just give him
A
Casty for
swap.
yeah.
Take a way worse player with a way bigger contract for Hoskins.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They'll do it. Hometown discount. Um so let's move out west. So We got the Dodgers in first place. Shocker there. They're 20-13 with a plus 49 run differential. I like calling out these big run differentials because it's just astonishing. The Padres are in second at 16-18, 4.5 games back. They have a 0 run differential. It's very rare you see a spot on 0. So I wanted to call that one out.
That's wild.
Giants series coming up. They're sitting in third. They're at 15-17 with a negative 23 run differential. So, if you can hop on the Giants, this is like quick preview. Hop on the Giants early. They're not going to score runs. So, nothing against them. They're one of them organizations that just always kind of is there, and then they go on like a tear for a few years, and then they're back to average. So they're in that,
but
yeah. Their ballpark kind of screws them a lot, but it's a nice ballpark. It's just too big.
Yeah.
Anyway, the our friends, the Arizona Diamondbacks, sitting in fourth place at 14-18.
Good. They could never win another game too.
I know. It's just this would make me happy. They're at 5.5 back and 2.5 out of a wild card spot. So hopefully they hold that. The Rockies are 7-24.
That's bad.
That is bad. It's almost It's
really
almost
bad.
White Sox bad. Wow, having two.
You know what?
Two
My
teams
biggest takeaway from that, honestly, is
bad.
good for the A's. Like
I know, right? I know. I really thought
they got so much crap.
Coming into this, well, they deserve all the crap they're getting. I really wish they weren't doing successfully at being mid.
Yeah.
Like they piss me off so much. Spend money, draft guys. Don't send Asturi Ruiz down to AAA because he's playing too well. Like the man was having one heck. I don't know if they ever brought him back up. I could be late to this party, but he was having one heck of a season. And then you're just like, all right, you're doing too well. Go away. And then everyone else started playing well. So it's like at this point, if he's not back up, bring him back up. Y'all are just playing well this year. But yeah, the Dodgers. It looks like Yamamoto figured it out. He had his one bad start in Korea, and I saw a thing on Instagram today where he's got like a 1-something ERA in his last 6 starts since Korea. So sounds like he's kind of got it figured out, which is scary for the rest of the league. But Dodgers are dodgering, so not much to talk about there. So let's get on to the East. So I guess we'll work backwards. We'll start at the bottom for ours, work our way up. So we got the Marlins. Don't even have 10 wins yet. They're at 9-24 with a negative 59 run differential.
Brutal.
Yeah, that's brutal. But we'll still find a way to lose some games to them because it's just how it goes with the Marlins. No, this can't be a normal year against the Marlins. We can't you got a team this bad. You can't just let the Marlins Marlin you because we can't.
I mean, I feel like last year they kind of broke that mold though. They were. And
I was glad. We just can't let the mold come back, especially this year with how bad they are.
I hope that's a thing of the past. That was the worst. That was the worst.
That annoyed me so much.
That was the worst thing about the Phillies, by far. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Happy thoughts.
The Nationals.
Most wins in baseball.
Yeah, I know. The Nationals.
That just got me worked up thinking about that though.
Back on the Marlins. I got way too excited when we would beat the Marlins for no reason, because the Marlins were never amazing, but they were never bad, but they were beatable, and you just okay. Nationals are in fourth place, 15-16, 6 games out, negative 16 run differential. We took care of business every time we've played them. I think actually we only played them once. Took care of business when we played them. The Mets are sitting at 16-15, 5 games out. They have a +7 run differential. Did you see that controversial home plate thing from the other day? Maybe that was just yesterday.
Oh yeah, with Alonso.
Yeah. I don't know what to think. Like, definitely, like, I see. Did you hear? Who was it? Someone got a video of the hot mic situation where you could hear their manager complaining to the ump, and you could hear what the ump was saying. Also,
Wait, we're talking about the Twins thing with Buxton getting hurt, or
no, the
oh no, I didn't see this then.
okay, so the Mets. I think it was just yesterday as we're
Hmm.
recording this. There's a play at home plate against the Cubs to end the game, where they deemed that I think it was Alonso got thrown out at home plate. Maybe it was Jeff
Hmm.
McNeil. I don't know. A Mets player got thrown out at home plate to end the game. Um, Mets challenged it, of course, because they thought there was the catcher blocking home plate, and um, challenged it. And New York said, nope, no plate blockage, uh, no plate, pretty much no plate blockage. He didn't beat the throw. Um, he's out. Game over, because that would have been the tying run
Hmm.
to keep the game going. So that was a big talk for a little bit.
Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about it. I I could see it go either way, but I would tend to, just with how hard the MLB's been pushing with the blocking home plate. Um, it shocked me that they said this wasn't blocking home plate, but we can move on because we don't want to spend too much time on that. Phillies are in second. Um, Never thought I'd say the second place team in a division has the most wins in baseball, but that is the situation that we are in. We have the most wins in baseball at 21, and we're in second place. How that happens, you may ask. Um, we've played three more games than the Braves, and they are 20-9. So that's how that happens. Um, Quite unfortunate, but if we keep this up, we'll be in first place. So let's get into it. So we have a plus 27 run differential, and the Braves have a plus 48 run differential. Yet we're only, ow, the heck. Sorry. Um, Yet we're where we are in the standings. So
I'll take it.
yeah,
I mean, yeah. I mean, run differential is important. I mean, the last year the Braves had like a crazy one too.
yeah,
But I'm just excited that we're in a race. I mean,
yeah,
it like even if we go on a little bit of a fall, or and like we're gonna be in this thing.
yeah.
And I'm still convinced that we're gonna heat up even more come May or come June, May and June.
Hmm.
We're just gonna keep getting better. So, um, I think the sky's the limit.
Yeah. Well, the Braves start. I don't know how many games it is, but it looks like they start a series in Los Angeles against the Dodgers tomorrow. So that could be something to watch out for. Arguably the two best teams in baseball right now, or at least in the National League, um, going at it. So, um, I mean, I would say it's like a three-way tie between us, the Dodgers, and the Braves for best National League team at the moment. But either way, you got Braves Dodgers. That's got to be exciting.
Hmm.
So it'd be good to keep an eye on that. I will say I'm very impressed with the Braves as they lose Strider for the year, and they seem to not care one little
Hmm.
bit.
Yeah, Freed's been like incredible. He had like
Yeah.
his first couple starts were really bad, but he's just been nuts.
Yeah, didn't we like light them up?
Yeah, we did. That was our first one of the year. So I don't know. I mean, Azuna's like carrying the Braves right now, but also like Azuna. Yeah, I said Azuna, right?
Yeah, you said
Uh,
Azuna.
but Acuna's like really struggling. So when he turns it around, it could be worse. And also Riley's doing bad too. So
Yeah.
they still scare the crap out of me for the division, but not in the
Oh yeah.
playoffs. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Austin Riley's hitting 230, 235,
Yeah.
only 2 home runs. It's pretty much been Darno and Azuna carrying them, which still cracks me up considering Travis Darno was part of that Roy Halladay trade, was he not?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that just makes me laugh that he's still in the division. Matt Olson hasn't been doing much either. like they're big guys. Ozzy Albies, like really the main guys doing stuff have been Azuna, Darno, Harris, and Albies.
Mm-hmm. That's what scares me.
I know.
Yeah, but you could also say too. I mean, Harper isn't doing much. Stott's not doing much. Castellanos not doing much. Realmuto's not doing much. You know, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun. I'm just
Yeah.
happy that it's gonna be fun. I think that
Hmm.
both teams haven't reached their potential yet, and they're gonna be just two of the best teams
Hmm.
battling it out, top of the division. So
Yeah. So right now the Braves look like Ronaldo Lopez has been their best starter through 5 starts. He's got a 1.5 ERA. Sales not prime sale where he's got like a sub 2 ERA and he's looking amazing, but he's got a 3.4 ERA, which that's not bad. That's pretty good for what he's been doing in the past. Well, let's put it this way: he's pitching.
mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
more than you can say for other years. So, uh, Charlie Morton's got a 3.6 ERA, and Max Fried he has been good, but he's got like a 4 ERA. So they must just be giving him a bunch of runs because
mm-hmm.
he's got two. He's 2-0, so they must be giving him a lot of run support. Maybe that's when Azuna hits the ball. Is when Fried's pitching. But yeah, so that catches us up on around baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm thinking we can quickly squeeze one more thing in. I don't want
Yeah.
to do too much. We're not going to do a minor league segment, but we want to do Phillies by the numbers, keep up with
Mm-hmm.
the episodes.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, let's get into it. So, we're on episode 7, which is number 7. And the more we were looking into it, the more we were like, this is a weird number. Not many
Yeah.
people wear it for long periods of time. Um, and people kind of just wear it and then move on. So, um, y'all might think I'm crazy for going with what I'm gonna go with. I would like to name Trey Turner as an honorable mention. He just hasn't worn it long enough. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we could be doing this same segment again in 5 years, and I'd probably pick Trey Turner at that point. But I'm also not gonna go with Michael Franco, though I think he wore it for the longest of any player in Phillies history to wear the number, which is impressive. But I'm actually gonna go, and this is a lot of bias on my end because I grew up with that World Series team. I'm gonna go with Pedro Feliz. Um, all he's got on his name is like the 2008 World Series, but he was such a good defender. And like I remember him for like Roy Halladay's perfect game. He like fielded the ground ball at third base to end the game, threw it over to Howard, and like he was just a solid defensive dude. And like he hit 250 ish
Mm-hmm.
roughly, and so that's all he needed to do. And he held down the defense, and he played pretty much every day. And that's all you really could have asked for. And he helped win us a World Series at the age of 33. So I really can't complain. I am like, there's a lot of bias in this pick, and y'all can just deal with it because
Yeah.
me and
Well,
Brandon
I
actually
mean,
kind of agreed. It was weird. Pete was
yeah.
happy.
Well, think about yeah. I mean, think of there's 25 players on a World Series team, 100 numbers. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and seven's kind of underwhelming. So
Yeah.
you gotta pay homage to the boys who only did something twice in 100+ year history.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Pedro Feliz was awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I I would like if he didn't have that single in Game 5, he probably wouldn't be as remembered as he is.
Yeah.
But that was like, I mean, obviously, won us a World Series.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I always loved Feliz. He was a great third baseman. Um, Franco, I mean, yeah, had the highest of hopes for him, but never panned out.
Mhm.
Also, too, like I think I talked about this before, but I don't know, man. Harper 3, like obviously it's growing on me now, but like his whole thing was like he was 4+3 or 3+4 for 7 with like Mickey Mantle. That'd be kind of cool if Harper were
Mhm.
7. But Franco was clogging it up for him.
Mhm.
But um, yeah, Pedro Feliz. Sorry, I didn't mean to take it off of
No,
Pedro, but
go ahead.
yeah,
And
he was great. He was a great clubhouse guy too. He everyone loved him, as you said earlier. P happy with Brad Lidge. So
mhm,
yeah, love that pick for 7.
yeah, I'm also eating my words as soon as I said this. I remembered that he wasn't on the team when Roy Halladay was, so I'm quickly trying to find the third baseman.
Oh, that was Oh man,
It wasn't Wilson Valdez, was it?
no, I don't remember his name.
I'll find it. Give me just a quick second. Nope,
I
I'm
think he
not
was.
finding it.
I think he was number 7 though too.
I don't know. Either way, that'll. I wanted to cover some minor league stuff. We could quickly glance over it, but
It was Juan Castro.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry for the coughing. Like I said, I was sick earlier in the week. So normally at this point in the night, my ears hurt and my throat hurts, but neither of that is the case. So I'll deal with the coughing. But anyway, just quick glance at minor leagues. Lehigh Valley not doing too hot. 11-15, negative 25 run differential. Yikes. Um, Reading 10-13, negative 45 run differential. Ooh. High A. What the heck are we gonna be considered? What the heck? What league are we even in high A? You really in the South Atlantic? We're not in the South. We're Atlantic. Oh yeah, there we are. 10-13, plus 2 run differential. Not great record. Run differential's getting better. Single A, Florida State League. Where are we at? Hey! 15-8 with a plus 18 run differential. I'll take it.
Wait, is that Clearwater?
That's Clearwater.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take it because we're in second place there.
Very nice.
And then rookie ball. I don't know. Let's even just look at the Florida Complex League. What do we even have here? Oh, it's the same thing. What am I thinking? Yep. So Clearwater, High Point. You got George Klassen down there. You got Aiden Miller down there. Now, I will say Klassen, everyone thought he was going to be a bullpen arm when we drafted him. He easily could fall back to that, but he's just been having such a good year as a starter, and his slider has been so good that they switched him to pitching with a slider now as a complementary pitch. Some people say it's really just a hard cutter, but either way, it's been really good. So some people are honestly thinking he might be able to be a starter again. If he keeps this up and becomes a really good reliever, I really could care less either. So um, I honestly start thinking it's time to move him up from Clearwater to Jersey Shore just to give him more competition. Because a lot of the guys he's pitching against are younger than him, but that's just what happens when you get drafted and then they shut you down immediately after drafting you to work on getting stronger in your mechanics. So he didn't actually pitch at all last year. But yeah, that's the ep. um, Thanks for listening. Brandon, you got anything else you want to quickly throw in at the end?
No, I mean, go Phils. Just to recap, we got the Giants coming up at home, which is good, followed by the Blue Jays, and then we'll be talking to you before that series even starts. So,
Yeah,
or when that series starts,
we'll
probably.
see. Depends on when we
So,
what our schedules look like.
yeah, but yeah, let's get a nice 3 or 4 series win against the Giants or more, maybe a sweep
Yeah,
again, and
let's go.
yeah, thank you for listening. Go Phils.
Go Phillies. Let's go.